everyone. It's lovely to see you all, but I just have to tell you something. I'm not actually meant to be here at all. My son's a stand-up comedian and he couldn't make it tonight. He's got food poisoning. He booked this gig ages ago and it seems a shame to waste it. I've got a lot of time on my hands since the Samaritans asked me to leave. I did try adult education classes, but words cannot describe the humiliation that was watercolour for beginners. After that, I had a brief foray into politics. I formed the Ruislip Reactionary Party and I stood against Boris Johnson in the last election. We all know how that ended. So anyway, I've got Johnny's notebook and I'm going to try and do his act. I hope that's all right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's have a look. Oh, the first thing he's written here is virginity. Well, as he's not here, I think I can tell you he was quite late losing his virginity. He had terrible acne when he was a teenager, you see, and I think he put the girls off, you know, they couldn't see past it. But we took him to our doctor, who prescribed these fantastic tablets, and they cleared Johnny's skin up just in time for him to go to Magaluf with his friends after the A-levels, and I gather there he made up for lost time. He had to visit another doctor when he got back, though. He wasn't very happy. And as you seem such lovely people, I think I can let you into a little secret. I was late losing my virginity as well. I was 20, and that's because I wanted the first one to be special. He was. He had special needs. No, I'm not being cruel. It's just he could only become aroused if we made love outdoors. And I didn't mind that, but I'm quite broad-minded, as you probably realised, but we were going out in November, so it wasn't ideal. Then the one after that, he liked to cover me in baby oil while watching videos of Fawlty Towers. And that was fine until he made me dress up as Manuel. So compared to those two, Roger, that's my husband, seems quite normal, really. I think one of the other reasons I didn't have sex when I was a teenager, because my mother said to me, below the waist is your own, keep it to yourself. She might have been suggesting I play with myself, but I don't think she was. Another thing she used to say, if she saw an ugly person walking down the road, was, well, he can't help what he looks like, but he could stay indoors. Not very kind, was it? Anyway, I think at this time, this is what most comedians say, something like, let me tell you a bit about myself. So I'm going to do that, if that's all right. My name's Sally, and I've been married to Roger for 26 years. Seems longer. I think about leaving him often, but he couldn't manage on his own. For instance, the other day, I gave him a shopping list and I sent him off to the supermarket. He was gone for 2.5 hours. When he came back, the car boot was filled with 100 bread rolls. I had written loo rolls. Yes. So, of course, I had to go back to Tesco with the list and do the shopping myself. And when I was in Tesco's, I had to use the loo, and I was very surprised to find there was a condom machine in the ladies. You're surprised, aren't you? You thought I shopped at Waitrose. Thank you. One of the things I've found, and some of you are similar generation to me, if I may be so bold, is when you've been with somebody for a long time, you need to liven things up in the bedroom and elsewhere. You need to surprise your partner, be unpredictable. So the other day I thought I'd surprise Roger. So when he came home from work, I was wearing his mother's clothes. I always thought he wanted me to be more like her, you see. But it didn't go down well. I think it was too soon after the funeral. Thank you. He didn't think it was funny. Anyway, the other thing I find about getting old, and you might also agree with me on this, is it's very hard to make everyday decisions. So, for instance, each day I have to think, what am I going to wear? What shall I cook for dinner tonight? Which of Roger's friends should I sleep with? That's a joke. I wouldn't sleep with any of Roger's friends, of course. They're far too ugly. Anyway, I better get back to what he's written here. Tinder. No idea what that is. Weed. I do know what that is. Though in my day we used to call it dope. And I don't smoke. I can't inhale. But I had a boyfriend who gave me some dope in a cake once, and I ate this cake and I went straight to sleep. And when I woke up, my boyfriend was watching the Muppets on television, and he was roaring with laughter. I joined in, and that's when I knew I was high, because the Muppets are rubbish, aren't they? The next thing he's written is wanking. I prefer to call that pleasing yourself. It sounds a lot nicer. And Johnny has been known to please himself. I first caught him at it when he was around 14, but I think he'd been doing it for quite a while before that. Not continuously, you understand, though judging by the state of his duvet cover, he could have been. I know, not very nice. Anyway, I had to get him up for school. He was late, and I rushed into his bedroom without knocking on the door. Found out he was up already. We're both a lot more cautious now. What has helped is about 5 years ago, we had an extension built to our house, and so Roger and I, we've got an ensuite shower room, and Johnny can have the bathroom to himself for as long as he likes, so he's happy. I have to say, Johnny's not the only person who likes to please himself in our house. Roger would rather please himself than please me. Oh, thank you. Even when we were first married, Roger wasn't that good at clitoral stimulation. And nowadays, you need a sat-nav to find my G-spot. But I don't mind that he's more or less given up on foreplay, because afterwards, when he's having a little sleep, I just open the bedside drawer, whip out the rabbit, and then I'm happy. And in fact, one of the side effects of having these for shower room is those shower heads, they're pretty powerful, aren't they? I think there's some nods of recognition going on there. They have much the same effect as the vibrator. And so if ever the rabbit's batteries have gone flat, or Roger's left me behind, or I just need a really good wash, I can kill 3 birds with 1 stone. So I'm happy. Porn. Oh, he's got porn written down. Well, I wouldn't say we actually encourage Johnny to watch porn, but one of the reasons that we bought him a laptop for his 16th birthday was I was getting a bit fed up of cleaning up the screen and the keyboard of my PC. So I have to say, though, he was always very good at deleting his internet history. Roger, bless him, he's not very technical. He's never got the hang of it, so I am well aware of his interests, but I don't mind Roger browsing busty blondes in Basingstoke, or even seeking sexy singles in our area, just as long as he leaves me in peace to watch old episodes of Midsummer Murders on ITV3 and doesn't eat all the hobnobs. So we're all happy. Okay, BJ. No, I know. When I first saw this, I thought he meant Boris Johnson, because he doesn't like him. And then I thought, well, it could be bungee jumping, because it's one of his hobbies. And then I thought, no, it's the other thing, isn't it? And, well, I'm not too keen, but I will oblige Roger occasionally, because I find afterwards he's much more willing to clean the oven. Bit of tit-for-tat going on there. What else have we got? Anal. I am quite anal. I've got all my mugs lined up so the hands are facing in the same direction. And when I leave the house, I shut all the doors behind me, and all my jumpers are colour-coded. And I think my OCD must have been getting Johnny down because he's written something about it here. So I'll have to have a word with him about it, won't I, when I get home? And talking of going home, I've probably done my time by now. And I just need to tell you, I mean, I don't know, when your next comedy night is, but Johnny doesn't actually know that I'm here. I left him throwing up in the bathroom. At least I think he was throwing up. He could have been doing something else. And I just nipped into the bedroom and took his notebook and ran off with it. So if you have another comedy night here and Johnny comes on and does his act, don't let him know that I was here, will you? Let it be our little secret. Thank you so much. You've been lovely. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, Sally Firth. I'm going to tell you this.